I think I'd have gone straight, but because it was in my right, I did have a sort of a left hand hanging thing.
Right. What about when you hit the cameraman?
No, well, he was in the way. Yeah. He was standing in the way. I mean, you know.
Was, yes.
But no, I think I did very well. I think I'll be going to Beijing. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Just jealous, Carol.
So you wait,
wait.
You wait, yes, because there'll be more goddesses of Olympia to come. God help us next week. Now, a new survey into our views on love has revealed we are indeed a nation of Cupids. Apparently, we have a stronger belief in everlasting love than any of our European neighbours. But how do you know when you're in love? And what are the signs to look out for in other people?
Well, I listen. Well, if you like them, that helps.
Yeah.
You know, if
so
you get on with them.
First pointer.
Yeah, if they make, you know, a bit see a tingle, then it's always a good sign. Did I just say that out loud?
Did you say something tingle?
No.
Yeah.
No, we'll just forget that. Gloss right over it, glaze over. Yes, my mother always said, you know, it's not if you can live with them, it's if you can't live without them. And I think that's a good thing to go on, really, which is quite nice.
I don't agree with that.
Do you not?
No.
Oh, right then. And then, secondly, having lots in common, you know, because it's all right, that physical bit. But after the physical bit, you've got to... There's another 22 hours in a day.
Yeah.
Or 23 and a half, or maybe...
You've got to get on with them then,
yeah, you've got to have something more in common than...
Yeah.
And then...
Why?
I'm not... But yeah.
No, she's talking for herself, not for you.
And then, you know, it's the first thing you think about. It's the first thing you think about in the morning and the last thing you think about before you go to sleep at night.
Oh, that's the physical thing as well.
That's your definition of being in love, is it?
No, and then you talk about them all the time. You know, you can't stop talking about them and you think about them. They're always on your mind. Do you not agree with that, Carol? Lovey?
No.
Sweetie? Honey?
No, I don't, because, you know, I once thought I was in love and I wasn't in love. And the reason I thought I was in love was because he made me believe that I couldn't live without him. But, you know, it was like I was tricked. I mean, I allowed myself to be, you know, to be talked into this, you know, relationship and, you know, indeed marriage. But I don't think I was in love. I don't think I've ever been in love. Don't start getting sad for me, because I don't care.
How would you know if it came and hit you across the face?
Because I think you would know. You would just know. I've been in lust many, many times, and I quite like that feeling.
I like that.
Because, you know, you don't think, you only think about them because. But, you know, you don't necessarily have to have anything in common, you know, apart from, you know, that thing.
Bit.
And that's a great feeling. But I think...
But what about the rest of the day?
What?
She goes to the pub then.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to be with them all day, do you? If you're in lust with someone, you just spend an amount of time... Anyway, I'm trying to tell you how I would know if I was in love. Because I do know people who are genuinely in love. I think a lot of people convince themselves that they're in love, but they're not really. No. And I know a couple of people now, and, you know, not too far away from here, who really are, and you can see... Not you! And you can actually... You can kind of see there's this, you know, this amazing inner contentment and, you know... there's no drama, there's total peace. And in a way, you know, sometimes you might think it sounds like... you could think it sounds boring, but it's absolutely not. If you've been in traumatic relationships, and we all have, you know, difficult ones, I think to be in the situation where Jackie, I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about someone else who works on the show, to be in that sort of situation where you've got that, you know, everything is right and you know it's right and it's absolutely right. Because you got married, like, very quickly, didn't you, after you met David?
Yep.
Because you knew it was right. And I think you do know, and you would know. You know, and I wouldn't convince myself anymore. I wouldn't pretend I was in love anymore. But, you know, I'm open to it. I'm not looking for it. But
you talk about it a lot.
I think about it quite a lot.
I had it once.
Did you?
Yeah, I had it once.
And that was Keely.
What about being in love?
Bum. No, I had a boyfriend called Arthur who looked like a very young Paul McCartney. And I remember one day him picking me up in his car.
What was the car?
It was an E-Type Jag.
What colour was it?
It was yellow! and my Frau as well.
Who?
And so my Frau came.
Dog?
Yes.
Oh.
And, yes, she was an Afghan hound.
Yeah, I was worried there.
And just being with him in that car with the dog, going down to the river, and I never wanted that to end. that moment to end. I never wanted for the moment he came to the door to the moment he left to ever end. And I think that's what it's about, isn't it? That churning stomach when you want to be sick and you shake and...
Yeah, that's really nice.
I think that's what love is.
No,
yes.
I think that's infatuation.
Oh, do you?
I do. I do. I think it's different for everyone, isn't it? And I thought I was in love numerous times before I actually met my husband, and then that kind of knocked everything else, you know, into perspective. And for me, it's is that inner peace and contentment, and but within that there is a great deal of excitement that you're with this person who makes you so happy. And I don't want to keep going on because it sounds smug, but it is our 3rd anniversary soon. I didn't think it would happen to me as late in life as it did, and it did. So, you know, there's hope for everybody, even you, Carol.
Even me.
Don't be silly now.
She doesn't want to be in love, she wants to be in lust. She wants to be in lust.
Not love.
We'll take our last break here, but we'll be chatting to actress Amanda Barry when we come back, and there's music as well from Charlene Spiteri. Back soon. Welcome back to the last sweetie in the loose women jar for this week. Our next guest is a regular visitor, and hopefully she won't mind being described as a national treasure. Her northern charm made Alma a firm favourite on the cobbles of Weatherfield. Remember her running the caff with Gail Platt? But she began her career as a dewy-eyed starlet with a Bambi-like gaze as one of the Carry On gang.
A magnificent entrance, my dear, and worthy of a great queen.
Oh, it's just practice. So you are the great Caesar.
Ah, you recognized me.
I have seen your bust.
I wish I could say the same.
Dost thou like what thou seest?
I certainly doth. Tony was right. You are lovely. I am enamored. I shall divorce Calpurnia and marry you. I shall be a great emperor. You will be a great queen. Together we shall rule the world. Any questions?
Just one. Aren't we going to cement our alliance?
Of course. I brought along a clean trowel.
Please welcome Amanda Barry.
I haven't seen those ribs for years.
And you don't look much different now,
Yes,
kid.
I do, darling. It's when they cut from those things and then you see the shriveled face on television and from old to past. Here,
No,
I'm
but
back,
isn't it
sorry.
true that you, at that time, you thought you were a bit plump?
I thought I was fat. I was on a diet.
Isn't that
I was, I promise
amazing?
you. I thought I was fat and I thought I was so ugly I used to go home and cry. I mean, I promise.
Can you believe
Oh,
things
honestly.
don't change, do
No,
they?
they don't. I don't remember. I have to work it out backwards.
Oh, is that
I wasn't
rude?
that, no. It was 63. I can't work it out. But anyway, I wasn't that young.
20?
20 sort of mid-20s, mid to late 20s.
Were they great fun to be in the Carry On films?
But yeah, I mean, people always say that.
yeah.
They always say that. But they say that about Coronation Street too. It was very like Coronation Street.
Quite hard work.
It was very fast, and everybody in it knew what they were doing. So it wasn't a matter of sort of you weren't sort of people weren't sort of giving you scene direction because everybody knew what to do. They just got on.